this second game, we're putting things into groups and 2 things in each group, and I've chosen to use this template, and there are obviously others, but here I've got my 2 photographers, for lifestyle, for metro, and for sports, and we've got rules that are not super clear, so let's walk through them. I've shown it this way. X is my variable. Each person's name appears 1 to 3 times. And so we've got to have everybody going, but nobody goes more than 3 times. So that's actually not that hard, right? But if it's not presented in an immediately apparent way, take a minute and get it locked in your brain. Second, there's at least one time, and here we go again with these kind of nebulous rules. There's at least one time that the lifestyle and metro have the same photographer. And so what I'll do, and you'll see me do this through the whole game, is I'll make that top row the same every time. So if we put an H here, we're also going to have an H here. Third, however many H's we have in lifestyle, we have exactly that many G's. No, not G's, dear heavens. We have that many F's in sports. And finally, we don't have any G's in sports. Okay, I think that makes sense of the rules. Let's answer questions. Question 7, what could be an acceptable selection of the photographers to appear? Answer choice A is out because you've got Gagnon in sports and rule 4 says you can't do that. Answer choice B is fine. That's going to be our answer. Answer choice C breaks the second rule. If you've got anything in L at least one time, that thing has to be repeated in M. But in answer choice C, we've got 2 F's and 2 G's. Nothing's repeated. Answer choice D breaks our third rule. If you've got no H's in lifestyle, then you have no F's in sports. Finally, answer choice E breaks that first rule because you've got 4 photos by hue. Bad. Question 8, if both photographs in lifestyle are by hue, what must be true? Lifestyles are both hue. Well, however many hues we have in lifestyle, that's how many fuentes we have in sports. We've got to have at least 1 G. And G is going to have to be in metro, the only place to go. And G is obviously not our rule 2 guy. You got to have 1 L that's also an M, and that's going to have to be hue. What must be true of the 6 photographs? C, exactly 1 is by Gagnon. That's true. All right, question 9. If 1 lifestyle is by G and 1 is by H. So we've got to have that 1 lifestyle that's like our metro. So either that's G or that's H. And 1 lifestyle is G, the other's H. Now, in the top possibility, if we've got 1 H in lifestyle, we've got 1 F in sports. This other sports fan cannot be Gagnon from rule 4. It also cannot be Fuentes from rule 3. We got 1 H, so we got 1 F. So it has to be H. And then this could be basically anybody, right? G or F or H. In the second one, we've, again, rule 3, we've got 1 H, so we've got 1 F. Let's put them up there next to it. This one cannot be F. We've got 1 H, so we've got 1 F. It's not F. It's never G, rule 4, so it must be H. And then this could be anybody, right? All right. What must be true? D, exactly 1 photograph in sports is by hue. No matter what we do, 1 photo in sports is by hue. Question 10 asking us what could be true and why can A work? Well, the photos by Fuentes, 1 in lifestyle, 1 in metro, and 1 in sports. The number of sports Fuentes is the number of lifestyle hues. We've got to have at least 1 Gagnon, not in sports. And then since this has got 1 H, this is 1 F, so this is not F, and this is never G, it will have to be H. And, it just doesn't break any rules. And by contrast, again, any of these other answer choices are going to end up breaking rules. What about B? 1 is in lifestyle and 2 are in sports. And this is just clearly breaking rule 3. Because if you've got 2 F's in sports, you'd have to have 2 H's in lifestyle, and we don't have that, so that's bad. For 11, if one photograph in lifestyle is Fuentes and one is Hugh, what could be true? I'm going to do that same thing I did in question 9. We got a Fuentes and a Hugh, and one of those is our Metro. At least one of them. Might be Fuentes, might be Hugh. All right, either way, we've got 1 H in lifestyle, so we've got 1 F. And this other one, again, is not another F, 1 F. It's never G. It'll have to be H. We have to have at least 1 G from rule 1. All right, in the bottom scenario, we've got 1 H in lifestyle, so we've got 1 F in sports. This is not G. It's not another F. We have to have a G. And that's the way it goes down. What could be true? Answer choice C only. Exactly 1 Metro is by Hugh. That could be true. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. Question 12. Both photographs in one of the sections are by Gagnon. Well, they're not sports. Gagnon's never sports. So we've either got both of them lifestyle or both of them Metro. Either way, my next step is rule 2. You got to have at least 1 in common. And it's definitely done with Gagnon, rule 1. So now, up top, the number of H's here is the number of F's here. No H's, no F's. Also, since we've never got G's, we got no F's, no G's, it must be H. We have to have at least 1 F. All right, in this bottom scenario, we got a little more wiggle room. We could have an H here, in which case we'd have to have 1 F, and then this one is not G and it's not another F, so it would be H. Or we could put an F here, in which case we've got no F's at all here, because if it's G and F, there's no H, there's no F, it'd be H and H. What could be true? Both photographs in sports are by Hugh. Answer choice E. Yeah, we see it here. We see it could be here also. All right, finally, question 13. 1 photograph in Metro is Fuentes and 1 is by Hugh. So at least one of those is our double, our Metro lifestyle double. It's either F or H. And now it turns out that there's only one of them that's our double because we got to have a G, rule 1. And that G is not in sports, rule 4. So that G has to be here. And then in the top one, the number of H's here is the number of F's here. No H's, no F's, and never G's. So all H. 1 H here, 1 F here, and this cannot be another F, and it cannot be a G. And what could be true? C, 1 lifestyle is Gagnon and 1 is Hugh. That could be true. And that's the end of this game.